Ladies and gentlemen, online to...
That's his way of telling me we won't have time for all of those.
No, we will. No, we will. I'm trying to get to this, because when I say, hello, caller, and she says...
Hello, Danny!
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Joe. Now, Joe, we received a letter. Someone said they spotted you.
Joe, you need to be more careful. More discreet. We've got a letter with a lot of details in it here about you and Booooo and a sighting of you, and they got the name right.
Oh.
That's all right? Yes. No, it's not a threatening letter or anything.
No.
It says, I think I've cracked this.
Yeah.
I saw someone and they described you and it sounded like you.
And it described Booooo to his name.
Yeah, you named him. And it said there was a certain snoggage going on.
Face suckage.
Which I thought, no, someone's just trying to sound us out here to see if they've got Booooo right. And then they went on to describe you and I said, yeah, that sounds like Joe. Yeah, maybe not, because how would they have known that? So that's rather unnerving, isn't it?
And this evening, Joanne, I shall be reading a letter from Christine in Northampton about how you've broken up her and her boyfriend.
Yeah, he's obsessed with you. He's obsessed with you.
And his friends, and they have a game.
So, Joanne... Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
So, Joe, what news? What can you tell us, Joe?
Well, I've got 3 bits of news for you. I've been
Never less
abroad.
than 2.
What? Do what?
I've been abroad this week.
Yes, you said you were going to go abroad, didn't you? That's right.
Great.
To Monaco, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Monaco? Hey? Oh. No. Well, obviously the answer's no, then. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that may not have been here nor there. Was it? Well, I don't know. I see. You know me, Dan. Already I'm lost. Somebody throw me a bone here. All right,
Joanne. Where did you go abroad?
She doesn't want to say where she went abroad.
Oh, I see.
She doesn't want to... As usual, she doesn't want to narrow down the field of options.
Yeah, quite.
All right. Was it Paris?
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Well, actually, he went to 2 clubs. He's had talks with 2 clubs while we've been over there.
Ah, Booooo, yes, who's looking for a move abroad, yeah.
And the second club we went to, Danny, looks more likely.
Right.
Not as big, but...
Right. Now, you were on...
Historically, it's as big, Joanne.
What did you do while you were away and while he was in Secret Speaks?
I did lots of shopping.
Did you?
Yep, loads.
I want to say thanks very much for all that chocolate, the gifts last week. Did you know the chocolate box you sent me, and I think I had the largest, the one you sent me, with the nest that the chocolate sat in was made of nugget?
No.
Oh, man, I found that out about 1 o'clock in the morning. I thought, I've eaten all them chocolates, and I'm sitting there, Letterman's just finished, I'm thinking, shall I stay out for the critic? I think I will. And then I thought, I wonder if you could eat the nest. I didn't even know if it was chocolate. I wonder if you could eat the nest those chocolates were in. So I raised it to my... Oh, there's nugget inside of it. Yeah, I nearly discarded the best bit. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you for that.
On top of 11 Yorkie bars. You're good. You're very good.
The other night I was in superb form, mid-season form. So there's that this week. What else?
Yeah, well, me and Booooo had a bit of a row while we were away because I kept ringing Booooo.
Well, I should imagine so. Who you've been... in case anyone's new to this, Joanne, our friend here, and I'm sorry to have to repeat this, but it's like soap, you have to update it, was in our old category, do you find yourself strangely attracted to footballers? She used to work at a very famous Premier League club, where she worked in the bar there and consequently went out with some of the players and a manager. Since she was on the air, some of the players have got back in touch with her. These are all, I think, to say, top-grade Premier League players, Dan. They are. And they continue their relationship with her, but we are sworn to secrecy, so please stop coming up to me in the street in London and saying, come on, Dan, who is it? Because actually, Dan always gets it wrong. So you had a row with him.
And hundreds of people who are going through this in minute detail on the Football 365 discussion group.
Yeah.
Some of you are so far wide of the mark that it's almost... I feel like I can give you a clap round the back of the head, some of you.
Joe, you did get a cheque for $5,000 last week, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Have you cashed it?
I have cashed it.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've not spent any of it, though, because Booooo paid for all my shopping.
And then you kept ringing Booooo?
Yeah.
And he was annoyed?
She's having a life. She lives high on the H.
Yes, yeah. H on the H, this one.
And so there you are. You're out abroad, and you're having a good time, and...
And Booooo said he'd got a romantic surprise for me when I came back.
Right.
And when I got back, well, he's had my name tattooed on his bum.
No, he's gone too far.
No, sir. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah? In what way? Has he had a motif put around it?
He's had like a little heart, and then my name's underneath.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he put Joanne or Joe?
He's put Joanne.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry. I think in most cultures that constitutes
marriage.
That constitutes a relationship, doesn't it? Surely it does.
Legally binding marriage ceremony.
I can't think of so now here's the thing, Joe, and he's playing today, right?
Yeah.
If you get these photographs of these new cameras that go zoom and take 10 in a minute, you get these photographs of sometimes buttock exposed. You could be on the back pages tomorrow. Yeah, well, I think so. If his cheek is given to vulgar gaze of public, then everyone's going to see it, and then everyone will know.
Yeah.
Did you reward him for having your name tattoo?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you kiss your own tattoo?
Well, I've had a good look at it.
No, but looking at a man... Looking at a man's rear end is something entirely different from kissing someone's rear end, as most of the staff here know. All right, we've got to do the news. 1 minute, we'll be right back with more of this nonsense. Hello, Joe, yeah. Now, there's one last point you wanted to make, and Jamie's come in and told me this, and this is quite a sensation, I think. So, what's the last thing that's happening to you today?
I'm going to an away match today to watch Booooo 3.
Yeah.
Booooo 2, unfortunately, will be there as well, probably.
Yeah.
But I'm being allowed to travel down on the team coach.
Now, this is odd, because I didn't think they allowed that, although I've been told since that, yeah, they do.
Although it is possible that the manager of the team thinks at least he can keep an eye on you when you're on the team coach.
I think that's it, yeah.
Now, looking around the tee that Booooo 3 plays with, it is Booooo 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is there anyone you've got, as they used to say on game shows, any particular prize you've got thoughts on? Anyone else in the squad you think, well, if things, don't work out here, I quite fancy a move in that direction?
There is someone I like there, yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
So there's a prospective Booooo 4.
Forward, midfield or defender?
Midfield.
Okay.
Okay, well, as you know, I'm usually in the dark here, and we were talking here. If ever you decide to get everyone together in one place in your football affections, it's going to be one of those moony weddings where you see thousands of people in front of just two, right at the front. Joe, will you call us again this evening? Let us know how things are going.
Yeah, I will, because I'm coming back on the team coach.
Well, if you're anywhere in this area and I can never figure it out, then we'd love to see you. I owe you a nugget nest, and that's not a euphemism. That's actually what she sent me. Okay.
But first of all, when I picked this letter up, I said, no, we've done all these rude names. Yeah. Except, of course, this is from Mark Rhys-Jones. I shall tell you exactly where he lives, because he's very handily provided me with a guide to pronunciation. This is Mark Rhys-Jones from Tandinas Porthawi Ynys in Wales. Wow. There we go. Pretty good. Mark has given us a list of players with rude names.
Can I just bring anyone who's missed the last couple of weeks, because tonight's been fairly ragged. The other couple of weeks have been mainly about football. There turns out we started with our dear... somebody wrote us, and what's the club then?
Arminia Bielefeld in Germany.
Arminia Bielefeld have two players. One is called Fuchs, and the other's called Kuntz. Is that right? Is that pretty
Fuchs,
much...
F-U-C-H-S, and Kuntz, K-U-N-T-Z.
Yeah, okay, so those two players play for that side. All right.
For Arminia Bielefeld.
And that, of course, was in tribute to old Minge, M-I-N-G-E, who split Reece Germany. So this fellow...
And, of course, we had the fellow last week, M-I-N-J.
Yeah, Minge. He was part of the Minge brothers, wasn't he? One of the Minge brothers. Is Gazza being substituted? No, he's not. It's just... Anyway, so... never going to make it. Okay, and so we've got that, and...
now, we were returning to Arminia Bielefeld. In the meanwhile, all these people are current professionals in the German Bundesliga, the top division of the German league. Stefan Wohlfahrt, F-A-R-T.
They're all playing in the same league.
That's Franz Wohlfahrt of Stuttgart. Harry Koch of Kaiserslautern.
Yes. Harry Koch?
Harry Koch of Kaiserslautern. Yes, it's true.
Yes, okay.
Now, Mirko Dickout, D-I-C-K-H-A-U-T.
Oh, no.
Mirko Dickout is playing for...
This is about as basic a phone as you can get, but nevertheless.
I'm building and building.
Start again, because I've interrupted you. Start again.
Franz Wohlfahrt, Stuttgart. Harry Koch, Kaiserslautern.
Okay.
Mirko Dickout. Welcome. Johann de Koch.
Johann of
FC Schalke.
Johann de Koch.
And now then it starts to get a bit weird. Christian Wuck of...
all right, no, that's all right.
Yep. Michael Ballack of Kaiserslautern.
Very good.
Carsten Janker. Carsten Janker of Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And, of course, famously, Manfred Bender of Munich 1860.
Bender, yes.
However, while going through the list of people who play for Arminia Bielefeld, he has, of course, identified... This is Mark Rhys-Jones. Stefan Kuntz.
Yeah.
Uwe Fuchs.
Yeah.
Frederick Gobling. G-O-B-L-I-N-G.
I'm sure it is.
Frederick Gobling plays with
man. All right, so it's possible, if all these achieve international status, if all these players become internationals, we could hear a commentary that said, here's what goes, okay, this could happen. Believe me, we're not doing this. We're not making this up. We're
just warning you.
This could happen. There may be an international soon. This may happen in France next year. We hear Bender, Wuck, Kuntz, Wohlfahrt, Dickout, Koch, Gobling, Now, I'm afraid when it gets to the dick out, cock and gobbling...
and of course, by that stage, our friend Minger will be manager, won't he?
They're all looking for Minger. And they're all looking for me. It's real. What can we tell you? It's real. I know. Someone's going to ring up and say, yeah, I know.
Live with it.
Someone's going to ring up in a minute and say, yeah, but, 606 did that last week. All right, just do a break. We'll be right back with it. Line 4, and this will be Tom. Tom, thanks for hanging on. Tom, what do you want to tell us?
Oh, hello, Danny.
Hello, Tom.
I've got a recording from the Ipswich-Reading match.
You see, I spoke too soon. I said, nobody's doing
They're
this.
the best, our listeners.
The Ipswich-Reading game, is it any particular bit?
Yeah, when they're reading the team out at the beginning of the match, it's the Ipswich fans' reaction to Robert Fleck.
To Robert Fleck?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
It goes from about number 7 to number 9.
Okay, run it. Can you run it back a bit further?
Yeah, that's all I've got.
Oh, that's all you've got. Okay, so we're listening out for Robert Fleck and the reaction, are we?
Okay, yeah.
Go on. And again.
Yeah.
Can you do that again?
Yep, okay.
Legend, yep, that is superb.
Here
Robert Fleck, ooh! Live from Everton.
Do you want it again, then?
Yes, please, go on. Oh, you didn't go back? Oh, it comes. Oh, too good. Thank you ever so much.
Am I right in saying
that's in the Hall of Fame?
Am I right in saying that Flecky's been moved on the last few days? He has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A player once cost £2.5 million, 50,000.
50,000.
Shoveled along.
But, what a rip. Did you know that was coming?
Well, I'd imagined it was since he's just left Norwich, I mean...
Yeah, of course, I know, but even so, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, and I know everyone's going to come and then we're all trying to get through. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, the true reaction to the name Mr. Robert Fleck. Thank you very much. Your indulgence, please. That is the best. Thank you ever so much.
All of our wonderful, wonderful listeners ringing in. All those big puffed-up fellas see on television negotiating television and radio rights for football.
Yeah.
Loads of people out there with tape recorders. Yeah,
that's
brilliant.
Absolutely. This is line 3, and this will be Steve. Good evening, Steve.
Yeah, hello, Danny.
Thanks for hanging on.
Hello.
Hello, Steve. What do you want to tell us?
Getting away from the World Cup for a little while. A couple of weeks ago, you had people on us telling you about intelligent footballers.
We were after the trials and tribulations they suffer within the game, but what do you want to tell us?
Well, somebody said that Shaka Hislop was a rocket scientist.
Yes, literally. Yeah. And we said, oh, really? And we said, look, it's a nice idea.
We hardly believe in Shaka Hislop, never mind rocket science.
So what's the story?
I had the pleasure of meeting him this week when he signed for West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I would ask him.
You asked him?
I asked him, yeah.
Did you test him first with a few questions about parabolas and telemetry and all that?
No, I went straight in, despite him being about 7 foot tall. I went straight in.
Well, before you give us the answer, because I'm sure we're on the edge of our seat, yes, we did have someone the other week, when we were talking about intelligent football, said he's literally a rocket scientist. Now, how and where were you when you met him? Let's build up to the actual question.
I'm club photographer for West Ham. So
gotcha, very good.
I had to be there when he was at the press conference this week.
Okay, and?
So after the press conference, I plucked up courage. And I said, is that right, you're a rocket scientist? And he said, well, I work for NASA. He said, actually, I was a robotics and electronics engineer.
Man alive.
But I suppose
this is even more fascinating.
As being a rocket scientist.
But I really thought you were going to turn around and he was going to go, I'm sorry, no. He worked for NASA?
He worked for NASA and he was given a year's sabbatical to follow his football career with the option of going back if it didn't work out.
Now, hang on. There are some great jobs in the world, but if you work for NASA, by the way, everyone, we're not talking about the ex-president of Egypt here, we're talking about the rocket scientist people. If you work for NASA, and then they say, tell you what, we've got all these rockets going off, but we'll take a year off and go and learn football. I'm sorry, school kids, that's what I'm saying. Study your books, because not only do you work for the rocket people over there at Cape Canaveral, or Kennedy as it's called these days, I believe, then they gave him a year off.
Well, he wanted to try out he wanted to play football, so as I say, as a backup, they gave him an option of taking a year out, and if it didn't work out, he was welcome to go back. But
now, just give me again, what was his actual job?
Well, he said he was a robotics and electronics engineer.
Covering up. He must have been much higher up the organisation than that.
I think, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's not at all. I mean, this is a very firm sighting. It comes from the horse's mouth.
So is he now officially our favourite footballer for the following reasons? He went to school with Brian Lara and Dwight York in Trinidad. He changed his name from Neil to Shaka in honour of the king of the Zulus. Yeah. And he's a rocket scientist and a Premiership goalkeeper.
That's right.
I'm saying he's pretty much top of the league, this fella, isn't he?
Yeah, this fabulous
Neil Shaka Hislop.
Thank you very much. Anything else you want to tell us?
No, that's all.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Now, that is the most exciting footballer, unless you know differently. If there's anyone who's had a better life than Shaka Hislop, with exotic name changes, is a great upbringing. I don't know a lot about other footballers' upbringing, so there's that one in front of us. 0500 1053 89 if you want to say Shaka Hislop, deprived upbringing compared to... We'll be right back. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
The music again, please. This is from Arrowsman Ford in Nuneaton.
Arrowsman Ford?
Arrowsman Ford, because one of those people.
Okay.
Frank Skinner and David Baddiel, they say, will shortly be returning to our screens on ITV with the World Cup Fantasy Football League.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, each show will end with the usual spot, Jeff Astle sings.
Yes.
Here are their suggestions for what Jeff Astle might sing.
Very good.
Pay attention. Can't pie me love. This pie's in love with you. Pie me kangaroo down, sport. Betty Davis pie.
Slower. You give them more.
Song for pie. When I see an elephant pie. Some pies have all the luck. Lucy in the pie with diamonds. I'm Mandy, pie me. 8 Miles pie. Gary Gilmore's pies. The man with the child in his pies. Pie ho, silver lining. Pie of the tiger. Say hello, wave good pie. R. Kelly's I Believe I Can Pie. Spirit in the pie. I only have pies for you. Gary Newman's I pie, you pie. 5 pies named Mo. And I think in this week of Jimmy Gardner on the television, the night has 1,000 pies.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We've got to go. Thank you. I've been Danny Baker.
And I've been Danny Kelly.
And there's been Carolyn Spide, and of course Jamie and Tim and others. By the way, I bought Ivor Cutler's new album. If you don't know Ivor Cutler's new album, it's fantastic.
It must be so good because you bought me a copy as well, which is rare for us, because we have a lot of records, you and I, and very now and then, one of us will walk in and say, look, I've got your copy, you've got to have this.
And if you're thinking of buying a record tomorrow, it's only $9.99 on Creation Records. Of course it's on Creation. It's called A Flat Man, and it's mainly... Ivor Cutler, in case you don't know, is a well-known Scots eccentric harmonium player.
Harmonium player, yeah.
And he's must be 80 now.
Very old man,
He's got a brand new album out, and it's got 49 tracks on it, and it's all good, and it's called A Flat Man, and here's typical. This is one of his songs, by the way.
Questionnaire. What do you think about the chicken with its big feathery skin? I don't know nothing about the chicken, I'm a mole. Give me a sledge and a hill of dirt going deep into the earth, and I'm as happy as a sand boy with an adult mature worm waiting at the end of the run. I've just seen my first chicken with its big feathery skin. Would you mind repeating your question? I'm a mole. Just make it snappy. I want to get back in my sledge. There's a lot of chickens running about the underground passages. What do you think about the chicken with its big feathery skin? Fabulous. I think they're fabulous.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is, Questionnaire.
And can you remember, I mean, I won't test you on this one.
Your World Cup station on this most crucial of nights.
But Robert Wyatt's Rock Bottom album, which he does a fantastic appearance 25 years ago.
When Mr. Murdoch takes this station over, listen, give us a rock and roll show, Mr. Murdoch, that's what I'm
Can you remember
say.
the first line of the little poem he gives over one of the songs by Robert Wyatt? I fight with the handle of my little brown broom. That's what he says.
Has footballers ever written poetry? That's the only way we can link it in. If you know for a fact. I don't believe a footballer's ever written poetry, but if you know about it, please let us know. Right, bung someone through it, Phil.
Stop. Hold the bus.
This is the phone-in part of the show.
Hold the bus. Anybody who's got John Toshack's published book of poetry, I have no copy. I would love to... It may be only a myth or a legend, maybe Excalibur, for all I know. I think John Toshack I believe my father's father's mother's father told me that
John
Toshack once issued a book of poetry.
Well, if anyone knows anything about that, even if you haven't got it, it can confirm it. Kenny G's still together, isn't he?
Yes, he is, yeah. I've forgotten, Jamie who works next door, very kindly brought us in at the height of our nonsense about Glenn Hoddle. The fact that when he knew Paul Gascoigne was upset when he kicked the furniture around his room, and so in order to calm the situation, Glenn Hoddle, master psychologist, put on a Kenny G album.
That'll calm Paul down, yeah. Paul.
And then I remembered, what did I remember about Radio 1 when we used to work there?
Yeah, the Radio 1, was it when the Queen Mother... if any elderly royal, of course, shuffled off, Kenny G music.
We were supposed to play this special cassette of Kenny G music.
That's quite true.
To calm the nation.
That's right, because everyone has these procedures to happen if there's something like that happens, and Radio 1's was put on the Kenny G
And
cassette.
that's why it's so amazing the book does not contain a sentence. Paul Gascoigne shouted, "What? It's bad enough I've been dropped for the squad, and now the Queen Mother's dead."
A Kenny G tape. If that's the thing to do. If you see Glenn Hoddle at any game today, as he walks by, go, the Kenny G tape.
That is so Glenn.
That's such a great. If you did this as a sketch, right? It pulls on his. Marion, could you send Paul up now? And he must have. Okay. What is under the lamp? He can't throw that at me. Okay. The Kenny G tape.
Yeah, mood lighting and Kenny G for the big moment.
Oh man.
Now, I can never hear the word pop applied to a man anymore without you must tell us the abbreviated version of your father's story.
Which one?
When it gets called pop.
Oh, Pops. Well, here it is. Sorry, I've forgotten the caller's name. What's this? So anyway, there was a ludicrous paranoia. But before football sports became fashionable, Bournemouth tried to get the most crucial game of Millwall's season, where it basically saw whether they went up or not, which was being played at Bournemouth.
How long ago is this, Dan?
88.
Okay. So
Bournemouth were trying to... Millwall's fixture with them was on a Wednesday night, and basically if Millwall won it, we were up. Bar, not mathematically up, but it certainly was. So they were expecting a lot of us. So then they said, right, we're having the kick-off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and Millwall supporters have got to pay £15. They get a tenner back if there's no trouble. Now, this was floated. This was actually floated. In the end, they said, all right, make it a 6 o'clock kick-off. Who knows?
Yeah.
And they did the entrance fee anyway. But this was... anyone who remembers this... and anyone else who's got outrageous things that football clubs have floated on their supporters, we'll round all those up tonight. So, Martin, we're on the way in. There's a lot of police. And they're patting us all down. In you go. In you go. So my dad's behind me, and the couple went, "You're all right, Pops, in you go." He went, "Pops, you saucy dastard! I demand to be searched." Now, I said dastard there with a D, in case you're going to... That's my favourite substituted word. But as he looked at me, he rose to his full height. My old man's a big bloke. "Pops, you saucy dastard! I demand to be searched." This is line 5, and this will be David. Hello, David. You've made yourself an extra yard and you've got on the air. What do you want to tell us, David?
I got John Toshack's book.
Oh, who knew? You see, the more extreme...
You mentioned poetry. I had a minute thing going on my head. Now they've got the book.
And now we've got it. Could you describe the book for us?
Well, it's called Gosh, It's Tosh.
Yeah.
And it goes downhill from there.
And the cover, what does it look like?
The size and the condition of the book, please.
What does it look like, the cover? What is it?
I've just been up the attic to get it. It's in top condition, and it's got Toshack in front of the cop.
How did you come by this? Well, many people have they'd all fall into hands of collectors, but you have one in private hands. How did you come by it?
Well, I've been a big Swansea fan for a long time, so when Toshack came down here, he was a bit of a god. So I think my mother probably picked it up in a jumble sale or something.
And as soon as you said, "I've got that somewhere," you went and laid your hands on it, and is there a photo of Tosh on the front?
Yeah, in front of an empty cop.
Has he got a Liverpool kit on?
No, he's got a white T-shirt with "Gosh, It's Tosh" across the front of it.
Now, open it up. Now, is there any kind of introduction, or does he explain why he's lent towards poetry?
There's a foreword from Kevin Keegan.
Needless to say.
All right, run us through. The first thing we want... By the way, look at
Mick Hucknall. He's having a Glenn Hoddle-style hair day as well.
It's Mick Hucknall on television looking pop-eyed. Okay, now, first off, here is Kevin Keegan's actual introduction to...
Gosh, It's Tosh.
To Gosh, It's Tosh. What has he got?
It says... There's a classic old line from Hollywood that says, "This thing is bigger than both of us."
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes get the feeling that when I think of the partnership John Toshack and I have enjoyed at Liverpool, it's not something manufactured. That would be impossible anyway. But one of those things which happens in football, which in our case into a mutual benefit.
Cut to the bit where he starts talking about his poetry. What does he say?
Can't even see it on yet. I've never read it, to be honest.
Just the last paragraph. What does the last paragraph of Kevin's long and rambling introduction say?
When he started penning these rhymes, the lads of the club thought he was a joke. Somebody even suggested that he'd copied them from Muhammad Ali's book and then changed the names. John wasn't amused at this.
Oh, but the Hallmark cards, as we say, we heard a bit earlier on. Okay, and that's how it ends, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
how many poems, roughly, would you say are in the book? Is there a list of contents?
There's a list of contents.
How many poems, roughly? 20, 40, 50?
About 15.
Oh, about 15?
Yeah,
okay.
a lot of them about rugby as well.
Okay, now, run us down what those are called, and we shall choose one.
Oh, crumbs. Go back to the front. Wales versus England, medals in Europe, King John, Wales Rugby 76, A Twist of Fate.
A Twist of Fate, yes. He's stolen a Dylan
line, let's go.
It's A Twist of Fate, ladies and gentlemen, by John Toshack, and who we believe is the only poem-writing footballer in the history of the world. And it's A Twist of Fate, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed.
Page 55. Twist of Fate isn't actually a poem.
What is it?
It's just a write-up.
It's a write-up?
Yeah.
Is he padded with write-ups? He puts out a book of poetry and then puts write-ups in there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us all tonight. I'm going to do my poems in a minute and some of me write-up. What is it? Are you sure it's a write-up? What is it, by him?
Yeah, about the 74-75 season.
All right, okay. Well,
I've got to pick out one that's not...
Okay.
That's a lot of rubbish.
What is it?
He's come back from playing out in Spain. There's a photo of himself and Emlyn Hughes in sombreros.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. The first couple of lines are, "We're coming into land at speak. My legs are feeling very weak." He's just returned from Barcelona, and now I'm going for a sauna.
No! Not even cola? Not Barcelona. So what? No! Tell us that again.
We're coming into land at speak. My legs are feeling very weak. We've just returned from Barcelona, and now I'm going for a sauna.
This isn't a book of poetry. This is the ramblings of a madman.
Gosh, it's Tosh. Is it ironic?
No, I'm Barcelona. Now I'm going for a sauna. But it is preposterous. Does it carry on?
Yeah.
Go on.
The pressman's questions are all the same. Where's your poems for the derby game? I tell him, poems don't grow on trees, and you ain't forthcoming with the fees.
Oh. But they do grow on trees.
One more day.
You don't find them growing on trees. You find them gathered around the bottom where dogs have left them, by the sound of it. Yeah.
You'll have to give me one more day. They laugh and talk, then walk away. That's it.
That's it.
So he's coming to tortured artists there as well.
But the Barcelona sauna thing was just discarded. It didn't go any further. Had he done 2 or 3 more of them, I thought that's clever. He's actually, saying that I can't write poetry. Here's in quotation marks. But I'm going to counter it with
lemonade.
Shh, 1 second.
Look, the sun is setting, the moon is rising, the stars are getting ready to glimmer. I've just had a bath, I've just had a shave, I've rubbed on my favourite scent, I've washed down a pie and chips with a lemonade, and
That's poetry. Oh, come in, Paul. Sit down, would you? We're right with you. Hang on. No, Paul, obviously this is very difficult for me,
I can hear John Gorman playing the saxophone in the back.
do you like the music? I put this on to, I like saxophone music. Listen, Paul, yeah, it's great, Lem. Listen, Paul, would you mind when you address me, would you mind speaking into the tulips there? There's a little microphone. I just want to record everything you say there, by the way. Can I tell you something? Paul Ince told me he doesn't like you. He doesn't like you at all, and it was him who took the £15 out of your wallet. You can't repeat that because I've got copyright on that sentence. I'm putting in the book later on. No, that kind of stuff. All right, so last Ivor Cutler for the evening. Thank you everyone who's rung in and said yes. It's the Ivor Cutler new album, A Flat Man, and it's all good. And particularly for driving along, it cheers you up. There are 49 tracks on it, and each of them are good. And this is only lasts 1 minute. All the tracks only last about 1 minute. Some of you might be glad to hear. Oh, shut up! It's brilliant. This is fantastic. And this again is Lemonade.
Lemonade. Sun is setting, the moon is rising, the stars are getting ready to glimmer. dabbed on my favourite scent. I've washed down a pie and chips with a lemonade. And, darling, I'm waiting for you. The sun has set, the stars are out. I hear your feet on the mat. Hello, dear, it's dark outside. The moon's in the sky. Would you like a glass of lemonade? How about a walk? I'll show you the stars. I'll kiss you in the dark. Have you eaten a pie and chips? Yes. Forget about the kiss in the dark. I'll just have the lemonade, thanks.
Thank you very much indeed. He suddenly lapses into dialect at the end there and reveals the true purpose of the song. So there it is. It's Ivor Cutler's new album, and I'll bring in the others next week, so there's something to tune into the BBC.
Will you bring Velvet Donkey?
I'll bring Velvet Donkey and Gruts. Ivor Cutler's brand new album.
And from a Scottish living room, you bring them all?
Oh, bring all the lot. Don't worry about that. Pie and chips. Then, let's do the German players with other off-colour names. 0500 1053 89, by the way.
Now, magnificently, this is coming an all-Welsh occasion.
All right.
Last week, Mark Rhys-Jones, from some unpronounceable place in Wales, sent us the list of the off-colour names of people playing in the German Bundesliga. This week, Dylan Llewellyn-Jones from Plas Tanrilt Penny Poeth in Gwynedd snaps his fingers in the face.
Bearing in mind this was a team, and I'm sorry if tonight's taken on a below-the-belt field, it's just the way things are falling. Bearing in mind last week we had two players for the same team called De Cock and Gobble. Okay, yes.
Now, I don't know where to start. I'm just going to start from the top of these, aren't I?
Yeah.
He starts with somebody who plays for Unterhaching, Matthias Lust. Okay. We know about Uwe Fuchs. Well, in Leipzig is another player called Henry Fuchs. Watterscheid has a player called Olaf Skok.
Watterscheid?
Watterscheid, yeah.
Watterscheid?
They've got a player called Olaf Skok.
That's Uwe Fuchs! Watterscheid! Really?
Olaf Skok?
Olaf Skok.
Olaf Skok, okay.
Olaf Skok, Watterscheid.
Okay. Two players now from Eintracht Braunschweig.
Braunschweig?
Yeah.
Surely next to Watterscheid.
Yep.
Lars
Kokturk. Lars Kokturk and Sergei Fokin. Fokin. Sergei Fokin and Lars Kokturk. Of course, my personal favourite, and this is not off colour, Wilhelmshaven's Christ Bongo. Christ Bongo. Union Berlin's Stefan Shwanker. Wait for this.
Oh no! Right. If he, who does he play for? Stefan Shwanker.
He plays for Union Berlin.
You see, if an official sides with them, you can sing the referee's a Schwenker.
Yeah.
The referee's a Schwenker. Yeah, go on.
Of course. Rhein-Nickerdorfer.
You're just a bunch of Schwenkers.
Rhein-Nickerdorfer in the second division in Germany has Andre Bandit. It does. Now, this one, I'm afraid... Now, I'll say this at the end. We definitely want to see the person who's playing for Erkensvik, Mr. Baghdad Ballout.
Baghdad Ballout?
Baghdad Ballout.
This is great. See, I like exotic names now more than filthy ones.
Yes, of course. There's a very filthy one coming next. That plays for Spandau, and his name is Helmut Koch. There is.
It's a double whammy, that, isn't it?
And of course, Hamburg Amat.
See, if he's Helmut Koch, all well and good.
Yeah.
You see, but of course, if on his credit card it must say Koch Helmet.
It must indeed. There's more, but among them, then he's done a load of European.
It must be really filthy.
Then there's done some European exotic ones. Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that Belenenses in Benfica, in Portugal, has a player whose name is spelled Quim. Everyone knows that. That's no big deal.
I know, yeah.
And of course, we love that FC Roda in Holland has a fellow called Rick Plum. We love that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course, Utrecht have a player called Fucker Boy. Foekeboy. Fucker Boy. But my personal favourite, and you'll like this too, is that Freiburg, again, an old East German club, have a player called Stefan Benny King.
Do they really?
Benekingd. And I remember this guy.
That is fantastic.
Stefan Benny King.
Benny King. So apologies if hang on, you forgot Lift out arsehole.
I didn't forget Licktail arsehole.
You forgot Licktail arsehole. Sorry, but Licktail arsehole? Certainly. All right, now we want exotic names. If you give us a letter or a call, thank you very much, Di Llewellyn-Jones, for those. But now we really want ones that are surprising. We want foreign players who have surprising and exotic names.
I think we've gone as far as we can with it.
We can't, yeah, otherwise we're well over the line. I mean, you know, you must apologise. They sounded filthier than they were, but those are real people's names playing for real clubs somewhere else.
We must now up the ante somewhat.
Why?
I'm very indebted to somebody whose letter I've already lost to say, he has sent us a tape. Let me see if I can see Phil in the mirror. Come out of the way, you. Are you ready for this, Phil? Oh, good. This, is John Toshack reading his own poetry.
No!
Recorded live off Match of the Day or Grandstand or something. An ode to his partnership with Kevin Keegan.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Defenders all over the land. He relied upon me to lend him a hand. We worked together, a perfect pair, down on the ground and up in the air. So we played two entirely opposite roles. 6 seasons together brought 200 goals. We were never short of a trick or surprise. We were once mistaken for Morecambe and Wise. Yet some of the time we couldn't agree. From up in the stands that was easy to see. But we'd soon work it out and get back in the groove. What do they say? True love never runs smooth. But the friendship we forged forever will last. There was one major reason that brought us our fame. A genuine love we possess for our game.
That is, I'm sorry, that's just lifted Glenn Hoddle off the bottom of the league there. That was appalling.
We played two entirely opposite roles.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Do you want to hear again?
I want it up to that bit where he says down on the ground or up in the air. No, Ola, could you bung it on just up until it says down in the ground or up in the air? That's the best. That is the worst. Ladies and gentlemen, it's John Tosh.
All over the land. Yeah. He relied upon me to lend him a hand. We worked together, a perfect pair, down on the ground and up in the air.
Down on the ground and up in the air. So, Kev, how are you going to play today? How about we play up in the air? I mean, I know what it means, but just to mangle it to get his perfect pair on the ground and up in the air. He's a bingo caller, isn't he? This just sounds like a bingo caller.
Alex Ferguson has to be brought up at this stage, of course.
Yes, Alex Ferguson. Now, the Alex Ferguson story yesterday, for those who didn't see him, we said we're going to. I'm sure everyone did.
I happen to have a copy of yesterday's Sun with me.
Of course I've got it with me.
Shame on you. Of course I've got it with me.
Yeah, and...
it wasn't in the back pages. You had to look in the main news, which says something about the news values of the current bun, I'm afraid. On Alex Ferguson, in one of these rather dour interviews he does sometimes, was talking about players who've come and gone recently at Old Trafford. The only thing that caused a glimmer of light to twinkle in the old Ferguson eyes was that somebody brought up Dion Dublin.
Yeah.
And they reported he's a very good player, very nice chap, he scored a lot of goals as well, yes, Alex. And Ferguson replied, never mind about that. Have you seen his dick?
Yeah, this is exactly this is Alex Ferguson talking, yeah.
The report then says the word big. Big? It was magnificent.
This is Alex Ferguson talking in yesterday's newspaper, I must say. Line 6, and this is someone called Joanne.
Hi, Dennis.
Hello, Joanne. We're getting a regular cast of characters like Harry Hill's Fruit Corner here all of a sudden. Joanne.
Yeah?
Now, when we spoke this morning, you were going on the team coach, you said.
That's right.
Did you?
I did. Yep.
With Bo 3?
With Bo 3. Bo 2 was there as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, you sound fed up with him.
He just ignored me totally.
Did he?
Just sat at the
An unusual situation.
Very unusual
with you, Joanne.
Yeah.
He just sat at the front of the coach with his arms folded, not speaking to anyone.
Did either of them have a good game?
Bo 3.
Had a good game. And Bo 2 is obviously brooding.
He is.
Now, who took you off to Europe in the week?
Bo 1.
Right, Dan, point out what game it was today, because I've lost. There's the results there. Hang on.
Yes, it was.
Is it that? No.
It was this game here.
Right. All right. Now, all right. Okay. No, I won't press any further. Anything you can update us with here, Joe?
Yeah. Well, on the way down there on the coach, and Bo 3's manager came and had quite a long chat with me.
Bo 3's manager.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
He wanted all the gossip on my manager.
Did he?
He did.
Manager 1.
Manager 1. So now you've not slept with Bo 3's manager, have you?
Oh, no.
But you have with Manager 1.
Yeah.
Right.
And he just wanted all the gossip.
Now, was it Manager 1 who gave you the $5,000?
It
That's
was.
right.
For the photos back?
Yeah.
And you only gave him 90% of the photos back?
That's right. And I gave him all the letters back as well.
Oh, really? She introduced the letter.
But there are no such thing as letters being given back in these days of fax, stats and photocopiers. How could Joe like...
Yeah.
Joe thinks, and don't I know it? Do you think that's over, though? You sound an extremely, and I'm not being ironic here, extremely moral person, as if that would be the last thing on your mind anyway.
Yeah, it would be.
So that £5 was like finding money in the street, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Now, we were talking about fresh sights this morning. Name a name here for us, right? This is I'm going to ask you to name a name. If you had your pick of every, not including the Boos you had, that's right. But if you had your pick of any footballer anywhere in the footballing world, who would you choose to be Bo for if you had a choice?
Anyone?
It's your personal preference.
Kasaragi.
Really?
Yeah.
And of course, he's laid up at the moment. Ideal. Can't get away or anything.
Kasaragi, really?
He's gorgeous, yeah.
Really? So if he came across and said, dump those other 3 Bows, I'm your man.
I'd say yes.
You would? Man, well, that's a fair enough. That's all right. So we did know. There it is. There's Kasaragi.
Everyone's entitled to their dreams. It's good.
I suppose there is a pattern. What do you got? Right. Okay, well, Joe, anything else you want to tell us before we go?
Yeah, I feel I should contribute to your naked football category.
Oh, don't tell me, Joe, that you've done anything of the sort, because I'm sorry.
Well, it wasn't me.
Oh, that's all right. No, I was getting up to because I'm afraid, I can feel saps rising. Anyway, go on, what do you got, Joe?
Well, you remember that night I spent with Bo 1 and Bo 2?
Yeah, together, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Two
right.
ups, as they say, yeah.
Well, in the middle of the night, I must say Bo 2 was really drunk that night.
Yeah.
But he got up in the middle of the night and recreated a goal he scored at Wembley, and he was totally naked.
In front of you and Bo 1?
Yep, and Bo 1 was doing all the crowd noises.
Oh, no! Yeah. 2 very famous footballers. Yeah. Now, just to recap, everyone, these are 2 really famous footballers. They're both in bed with the same woman, which already is, that's a good story. But the fact that one gets up and creates a goal while the other makes crowd noises...
It's very human. Very human.
No, hang on, Dan. I've never... I mean, I've made some... not that many noises. But that kind of... What do you mean he was going... Yes!
Yeah, he was the Wembley crowd, and Bo 2 was using a Ferrero Rocher, I think it was, in football.
Well, Joanne, you spoil us.
How superb. Now, did he head a ball at any point?
No, he was trying to recreate how he actually kicked it into the goal.
Oh, I see.
He couldn't do it because he was drunk and it was a Ferrero Rocher.
Joanne, was it erotic?
Pardon?
Was it erotic?
No, I got my magazine and started reading that.
No, yeah, it did. No, I know. You'd have to watch how the humour... Because you know those old black and white flick cards of that man running on the spot and then leaping on the horse who's naked? We've all seen those photos, made in about 1910, and they're doing the backflips and stuff. You have to look at how the old fellow acts in flight as some kind... Like a kangaroo's tail. I think it's some kind of counterbalance. I don't know. In some cases, not mine. Anyway, certainly in the case of old It's Magnificent. Yeah. But, so you weren't interested in one recreating the goal and the other making the noises?
No, I wasn't really, no, because he talks about that goal all the time anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
So Joanne, at the risk of upsetting a major Premiership club's internal balance, now that you've had a close-up look at the rest of their squad by being on the coach with them, is there anybody who might be in danger of becoming Bo 4?
Yeah, I spoke to him today.
That's all we have to lose here, Joe, because we're getting very, very close there. Ladies and gentlemen, the continuing stories of Baldy Joanne. What about the best result? Kess. What's his name?
Brian Glover.
Brian Glover, who played. What was his character's name in it?
Oh, he's Hislop. No, that's
Hislop.
He's Hislop. Yeah, Hislop. Yeah.
Would you say Hislop? I read a book once. Green it was. That's what he said, green it was. And later on, they're talking about something. He said, "You got still got your green book?" And he goes, "Hey, green. Tell you what." My wife's sister lives at Tooting, and her garden is a riot of colour.
This is from, and I have to give him his full address, because I think Petty Officer Caterer, Alan Guard, HMS Warrior, Northwood, Middlesex.
Okay.
The sailors were saying, puffs. Right. Dear Dans, having listened to on many occasions, it feels now time to tell you of my most frightening experience while playing football. Back in the summer of 1980, I was stationed at HMS Osprey in Portland. I'd been picked to play for the base in a pre-season fixture at the Verne Prison. Obviously an away fixture. About 20 minutes ago, we're trailing 3-1. After a frustrating afternoon being kicked around the park by their defence, I made a rather harsh challenge on their big number 5. The rest writes itself, actually. Yeah. No, it doesn't. As I lay on the floor, I offered the obligatory hand to hold the big fella back onto his feet. As soon as he got up, he dragged me towards him and said, "I'll get you after the match, you tugboating piece of tugboat."
Wow.
To which my retort was that after the match, I would in fact be drinking copious amounts of lager in a local hostelry, whilst for him it would be 6 o'clock news, cup of cocoa followed by lights out.
Yeah.
How I enjoyed recounting my great retort in the pub that evening. Full of bravado and how I had put this hardened con into his place.
He didn't walk in.
No, he didn't walk in, Danny.
Okay.
No. It wouldn't be a top grade. It better be mediocre at the same if he only just walked in.
Okay.
Yeah. However, about a week later...
This is good.
I was sitting in another Weymouth pub when one of my fellow team came in laden with his day's shopping. As he went to the bar, I took out his copy of the Dorset Evening Echo to read the back page sport. Being a particularly boring piece about basketball, I chanced to look at the front page headlines. There had been a jailbreak at the Verne involving 3 prisoners. And there, staring at me, was one of them. Was the only one who was pictured, the very defender I had upset during the game. The article went on to say, in dull tones, that prisoners were a great danger to the public, should not be approached under any circumstances. I returned... Now, listen to this response. You weasel, sir. I returned to the naval base minutes later, knowing that the place is guarded 24 hours a day by Royal Marines with self-loading rifles.
They're all approachable.
And declared myself unfit to play for the next 2 or 3 away games until I read later that the fella had been caught. Hey, hang on. He was caught at the end of August, and my football career was able to continue.
Well, that's very good.
He goes on to say that he's not sure whether...
Give us a name. Who's the fellow again?
He's Petty Officer Caterer Alan Guard from HMS Warrior.
I don't know. Yeah, if you're a football coward, let us know. Come on, then. We're towards the end of the show. What can we do with the pies?
We're going to...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, run the tape. Here we go. What have we got?
This is the very last pies we're going to do. We're going to have chips next week.
Okay, we've got the dread sound effect, Black Sabbath.
The magnificent men, Harrison and Ford from Nuneaton, now bring us those pie films in full. All right.
God already. He does something with his physical being that leads him into this voice, and I'll go. Yeah, go on.
Pie hard. Reach for the pie. The pieing game. Pies like us. Each dawn I pie. Pie society. Pies and dolls. Pie Western Crooked.
I don't even know that.
Pie Noon. Sex, pies and videotape. Lord of the Pies. Pie Left Foot. The Pie Who Loved Me. Pieing Down to Rio. Pie Cousin Biddy. The Pies of Laura Mars. With Nail and Pie. The King and Pie. North Pie Northwest. Catcher in the Pie. The Pie Who Came In From the Coast.
Oh, go.
Titanic. Bridge on the River Pie. Pie's Cold in Alex. And Pie Station Zebra.
Oh, thank you very well. I'm sorry we've got to wrap the programme. Thank you very much to Phil Wilding and, of course, Jamie and Ola and Tim.